Agent harnesses, the loop that turns a chatbot into a developer. Take the world's most powerful language model. Hand it a prompt. Ask it to fix a bug. It can't. It can't read a file. It can't run a test. It can't remember what it tried last turn. A model is a brain in a jar. The harness is what gives a hands eyes and a memory. So what is an agent harness? It's the loop that wraps a language model and turns it into something that can take actions in a world. The model proposes. The harness executes. The harness feeds results back. And every coding agent you have ever used, a Claude Code, Cursor, Codex, is a harness wrapped around a model. Every harness has 6 parts. A model of the LLM that does the thinking. A system prompt, the standing instructions that shape behavior. A tool registry, the catalog of actions the model is allowed to take, like read file, run bash, edit code. A tool call loop, the engine that runs them. Context management, deciding what stays in a conversation and what gets dropped. And a permission layer, the gate that asks before anything dangerous runs. Now here's the part that matters most. The turn loop. A user message comes in. The harness sends it to the model, along with the system prompt and the list of available tools. The model responds sometimes with text, sometimes with tool calls. The harness intercepts those tool calls, executes each one of reading the file, running the test, whatever was requested, and feeds the results back into the context as new messages. Then it calls the model again, and again, until the model stops asking for tools and just answers. That loop, running on every turn, is the entire game. Designing one is a series of trade-offs. Autonomy versus safety. Let it act freely and it moves fast, but one bad command and you are restoring from backups. Context discipline. Every tool result eats your context window. So what do you keep and what do you summarize? Determinism versus probability. Tools always do exactly what you tell them. Models never quite do. And failure recovery. When a tool errors, does the agent panic or does it adapt? You have already used several. Claude Code, Anthropic's terminal harness. Cursor, an editor wrapped around one. Codex, OpenAI's terminal coder. OpenAI's Agents SDK and the Claude Agent SDK let you build your own. They all share the same shape, a model, a tool loop, and a permission layer. The differences are entirely in the details. So what separates a great harness from a frustrating one? 4 things. Context discipline. Does it know what to forget? Tool ergonomics. Are the tools small, sharp, and easy for a model to compose? Failure handling. Or does it surface errors clearly and let the model recover? And the permission model. Does it ask the right questions at the right moments and never twice for the same thing? The model is the engine. The harness is the car. And once you see the loop of messaging, tool calls out, results back, repeat, you cannot unsee it. Every agent you will ever use is just a different car wrapped around the same kind of engine. Enough metaphors. Here is the whole idea in code. You call the model with a message. You get back text. That is it. That is the chatbot, the brain in a jar we started with. And everything we call a harness is what you build on top of this one call. Now hand the model a tool. Just a name and a schema for the arguments. When you pass that list into the call, the response can come back as a tool use block, the model saying, please read this file for me. But nothing runs yet. Asking is not doing. Someone has to actually execute the tool, and that someone is the harness. Here is the whole idea. Wrap it in a loop. Every turn, you call the model. You look at what came back, and if the model asked for tools, you execute each one and feed the results into the next turn. Then you call the model again, and again, until it stops asking. That loop, right there, is an agent harness in 30 lines. Every coding agent on Earth is a variation of this. A real harness bolts 4 things onto this loop. A system prompt up top that shapes how the model behaves. Context trimming before every call so the conversation never overflows. A permission gate wrapping every dangerous action that asks before it does. And failure handling around the execution so one error never kills the run. That is the whole anatomy from the first half in working code. 5 steps, both sides. A message goes to the model. The model responds with tool calls. You execute each one. You feed the results into context. You loop. Every time you use Claude Code, Cursor, Codex, this is what is running underneath. Go read one. Better yet, go write one. You now know everything you need. This is Bish Bytes. Short, dense dives into the tools quietly rewiring how software gets built. If that sounds like your thing, hit subscribe. Thanks for watching.